Hello, everyone. Welcome to Real Estate Right Now. We talk about real estate matters that matter to you. My name is Jay Izzo, and we are live here from Linda Craft Team Studios here in Raleigh, North Carolina, part of the Greater Research Triangle Park. And in today's show, what if you do some things that later you find out weren't nearly as good of an idea as you thought when you bought your house? Perhaps maybe you thought, oh, this is a good idea. We should go ahead and do this because we've got all this extra land behind our house and it seems like it's going to be okay. And we've asked the right people, or at least we thought, and you know what? We'll build a pool and it'll be great. And everybody will come over and we'll be really happy. And we're going to have this party place. And then you find out later, oh, no, you own the pool, but you don't necessarily own the land that you're on. So we brought in Kim Crump, listing buyers specialist, expert for what, 13 years, 14 years, 13
yeah. Since 2011.
2011. Joins us because she's experienced it. And so she said to me, let's do a show where I can tell people I've done dumb so that they don't have to do dumb. And so thank you for coming on.
You're welcome. Very welcome. Unfortunately, it's a little embarrassing.
Well, it's also uncomfortable for me. Okay. I mean, as uncomfortable it is for you, it's uncomfortable for me because I'm going. You know, you're smart. I mean,
thanks.
You're smart. You're brilliant. You do marketing. You're a great agent. I mean, clearly, you've helped hundreds and hundreds of people through the course of your career.
I've helped a lot of people except myself.
Yeah, this is kind of where this is all going, is right. So tell us the story about 2004.
That's right. 2004.
This is 2004. This is 21 years ago.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
And we're dealing with it today.
Oh, still going on.
Okay, so go.
Yeah,
tell us
the backstory on that.
Yeah, let's get the backstory.
So here I am moving to North Carolina from New Jersey, and this was back in 2004. Okay. Living in an apartment and trying to find a house with a pool. And backstory, I'm Australian. I love swimming. So back in 2004, there really weren't very many properties with pools. Pools were considered more of a responsibility. And of course, everything changed in COVID when everybody wanted a pool, right?
Right, yeah.
But let's talk about 2004 and what you could and couldn't do back in 2004. So this, by the way, this was before I was a real estate agent.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Let's clarify that.
Note to everybody out there. Okay.
I didn't really know any better. So after 8 months of looking for a house, this one home drops into our price point, and it has the most phenomenal backyard, huge deck, and a 16 by 32 foot pool, diving board. I was like, oh my gosh. And at that time, I only had one child. I'm like, this is going to be so fun. And we went ahead and at that time, of course, we got a really great deal on the house. And we thought we did everything right. And we spoke with the seller.
Right.
And the seller said, look, when I built this house, he built the house back in 1998.
Right.
And shortly after, he put in the pool. So it wasn't me. He put in the pool. And he told us that he had purchased additional land from the builder, the developer at the time. They were probably about the second house in the neighborhood. So the builder cleared a whole bunch of land behind the house. And at that time, I really didn't know what a quarter of an acre looked like.
Right.
So we were very excited. We did our inspections. We did everything that we thought we needed to do. Seller said, yeah, no, the property line goes all the way back to where the fence is. And we did a little bit of research, and we could see the permits that were pulled. They were pulled for the deck. They were pulled for a jacuzzi, and they were also pulled for the pool. However, this is fast forward when I finally got my real estate license in 2008. I started looking into my house because between 2000 and 2010 is when GIS mapping came into play. So you can go online, you can do an aerial view, and you can see your lot lines. Well, to my surprise, when I was experimenting, for other people purchasing property, I would do the GIS aerial view. I'm like, you know what? Let's practice with your own house.
Sure.
So I go ahead and look at my house, and oh my gosh, you want to pull up what I
And this is so this is
if we can get this up.
Yeah. So let's add this to the screen. I don't want to remove it. I want to add it. So
to my surprise, when I pull up this aerial view, 2/3 of my pool were not on my lot. 2/3.
There it is.
See, I bought my house thinking, oh, wow, this is great. We back up to 10 acres of HOA land. And this is to my shock, what I saw.
And basically only 1/4 of your pool is actually within your property line.
Yeah.
So every time you come into the pool here, you're on some other property here.
Correct. Homeowners Association land.
Okay, so it's homeowners association land. So they cleared this area.
Oh, even more. You can't really see it there, but if you go back.
I can't. This is as far as.
Oh, okay.
Where do you want my?
No, it's okay. No, so there is a fence around my pool, and we assumed, as silly as we were, that okay, yeah, that's great. They put in a fence. They must have gotten a survey, and this looked good. We took the seller's word for it. So then this comes up, and I was shocked. I'm like, no, this has to be a mistake. Then I get a survey done.
Wow.
And this image is correct.
So lo and behold, after you did the survey, this is
correct. So when it comes to permits, and what we all need to know is that permits, they just allow you to do things with the land.
Right.
Okay. They don't have anything to do with ownership of the land. Now, things have become a lot stricter in recent years. So in order to put in a fence, you need to have a survey. In order to put in certain permanent structures on your land, you have to have a survey. Now that permit will tell you, yes, it's okay. You're not in a riparian buffer. You're putting it on your property, etc. So the permitting, unbeknownst to me at the time, was not a factor of, yes, you own the land. This is fine. It's more a matter of course, you can put the pool in. Now, the other complication when I bought my house is there was no official homeowners association board. The board had not been formed yet. So the board was formed shortly after we built the house. After we bought the house.
Right.
And you might be wondering, well, what do I do?
Well, here's the question. I want to stop you and just ask you this question. I mean, because, okay, you were permitted to do the pool.
The prior owners.
The prior owners were permitted to do the pool.
Correct.
And so the pool exists prior to getting it.
That's right.
So you have every belief as a home buyer that everything is okay.
Yeah.
You don't have any, right?
And we got everything we wanted. We got the house we wanted. It wasn't in great shape, but that was fine with us. We were young, and
you were going to redo it.
We were just going to redo it anyway.
Okay.
But it was perfect.
So, all right. So now you find out that, you're brand new into real estate now. You weren't even in real estate when you purchased it.
Correct.
So now we're at the situation you go, this isn't even, our pool is, the majority of our pool is not even on our property.
Right.
But I got permits for it, or the other previous owner has permits for it. Now what do you do?
Exactly. What do you do? So we we had no intent of moving. And
Okay.
I still live in the same house right now. However, I cannot sell my house until this is taken care of. What I did, I came to the Homeowners Association board, and I'm actually on the board. So this issue is being handled by the other members and
'Cause
not
you have to
myself.
yeah, you have to recuse yourself because this
I
is your
have to, absolutely,
because it's your property.
because it's my property. So I brought it to the board to have full disclosure,
Right.
saying, look, I know this problem is here. How can we resolve it?
Right.
I was thinking, well, perhaps I could go to the HOA and say, can I purchase the land?
Right.
After many, many years, and I will say this has gone on for many, many years, they tried to work with me. They agreed to sell the land that my pool was on just because it had been so long.
Right.
Now, a couple of factors go into this. I figured, okay, well, I've taken care of the land for over 20 years.
Right.
So maybe I could just take over the land.
Right.
Problem. I get a divorce. And then I purchase my house. Even though I have lived there since 2004, a new deed was recorded.
Was created and recorded.
That's right. So guess what happened? That 20 years started over again. So anytime a new deed is created, you can't take over that land. Okay. So not only that, but I had a surveyor come out again, so I could propose to the Homeowners Association, okay, this is what I would like to do. This is the only land I would like to purchase. And they agreed. They said, okay, we will do this. However, they're trying to get rid of the liability. The reason why the Homeowners Association is so worried about this, of course, is if any accidents or anything happen in 3/4 of that pool, they could be held responsible.
Sure.
Right?
That's so ridiculous because if the accident happens on your side of the pool, your portion of the pool, you're responsible. But the majority of the pool they're responsible for.
Right. And, my friends make fun of me. They go, ooh, am I in your land or am I in the Homeowners Association land? Where am I swimming, Kim?
Where's the diving board? Is it on their side or your side?
No, diving board is on my side.
Okay. All right. So as long as you don't dive past the quarter portion of the pool. Stop. Okay.
That's right.
We're going to put a glass barrier so that you can bounce off of that onto your side. Okay. Got it.
That's right. So then, of course, my wonderful surveyor, Eric, if you need a surveyor, I can recommend this guy. He's amazing. Goes to the county for me and says, okay, how do we get this taken care of? And that's when the county says, whoa. And just so you all know, I live in the county, not city limits as well. So just the county. So I didn't need to go to the city. They said, no, sorry, she cannot purchase the land because it has been zoned permanent open space. Not open space, but permanent open space. And the reason they did this is because when you live in the county, you have to have a certain amount of impervious surface.
That's correct.
Right?
Yes, that's correct.
To build these homes. So that's why you find in the county, a lot of these lots are going to be bigger. They're going to be bigger than what you find in the city.
Typically 3/4 of an acre or larger.
Correct. That's right. And that's because of the runoff that can go into the lakes.
Right.
So my neighborhood has two streets, I believe, which are 1/4 acre lots. Now, in order for that to be allowed by the county, they had to have a certain amount of deeded open space for those 1/4 acre lots to be built, which is that beautiful 10 acres behind my house. So there we go. Pull the brakes again. Here I am thinking I am making progress. And no.
So are we saying here that the HOA couldn't even sell you that land?
Nope, cannot.
So even though the HOA was willing to sell you the land,
they can't.
They really can't because it's owned by the county.
Well, because no, it is owned by the Homeowners Association, but the county, when the builder developed that land,
Right.
the 10 acres all the way around these quarter-acre lots
Okay.
is zoned permanent open space, which means you cannot change it. You cannot
So
change.
there's no way to change that?
No. Mm-mm. There is no way to change it. And I mean, they were great, the county, as far as giving me a full explanation and why.
Mhm.
Does that help my situation? Not at all, because now I'm back to square one. So
Is that where we're at today?
yeah, back to square one.
So okay, all right. So this, do you feel the tension? I'm feeling tension here because she's got a pool
Mhm.
that she uses that supposedly is on HOA land that she was going to buy. But when they do the survey, they find out that it's owned by the county and it's a permanent land. So they've built a pool.
Owned by the HOA, but the county,
Yep.
it has been zoned permanent open space. So when you have permanent open space, you can't change any of the boundaries of
Oh,
that.
okay. All right. So
So what do I do?
yeah, what do you do now? I mean, I'm like going, do you pull up the pool? Do you make it a pond or I mean,
Do I make it just like
do,
30?
do
Yeah,
you
I
make
didn't
it like 4 feet, a 4 foot by 10 foot pool?
Right.
Is it a wading pool at this time, or what do you do?
Yeah, no, literally, I have two options. One is to fill it in.
Okay.
And actually, I would like your comments on this and
Yeah,
what your
that'd be great.
thoughts are.
Yeah, I would love that.
So I have two different options. I can either fill in my pool.
Oh
and
my
so what would you do? $20,000 to fill in my pool.
Okay.
And that's an approximate cost
Right.
to fill in a vinyl liner pool
Okay.
of this size with all the concrete around it, because I
Okay.
do have about 200-ish square foot of concrete around the pool.
Okay.
So I can either fill it in, or
Or
I can rip it up and just change the direction of the pool and have it within my property lines. And I mean, the deck that I have in my house is huge. I don't need all of that
right,
space.
right.
That's not the problem. The problem is, do I want to invest in another pool? I'll keep
Right.
the deep end where it is on my land.
Right.
So, my next step is
And what's something like that cost? I have no idea. I don't even know.
right. So my next step is actually contacting pool companies
Okay.
and say, okay, well, if I have a very handy son, if I demo my pool
Right.
myself with my son, of course, we will get permits to make sure that we're
Yeah.
allowed to demolish the
Right.
pool.
Right.
Do I get those permits, demolish the pool, and have a company come in and just change the direction, or do I fill it in? I mean, it's like I can't do anything until this problem is resolved.
Right. Okay. So okay. By the way, this is a question that I think people wrestle with all the time in a variety of different situations, not just a pool, but they run into a situation. Do I want to keep the deck or do I want to turn it into a screen porch?
Right.
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 I mean, it's the same thing, right? Because the deck's nice, but I'd rather have maybe a fourth,
Mhm.
for year round kind of space that I can be
Sure.
in, right?
Sure.
And it's all of it's expensive. I
Mhm.
mean, none of this is cheap, right?
No.
Right.
No, and that's one of the things I'm trying to factor into this is now in real estate, am I going to get that value back?
Right.
Am I going to get, if I spend that much money on a pool,
Mm.
am I going to get it back? No, I'm not going to get all of it back. Am I going to keep my house for how long? I don't know. I really don't know how long I'm going to
Right.
hold on to my house for. But my main concern is I have 3 children.
Right.
If anything happened to me, I've left them with a really big
Bad
problem
situation. Yeah.
that they're not going to be able to take care of. They're not
Right.
going to handle it.
Right.
So I need to make sure I take care of this.
Right.
So pool companies,
are you
I'm
on
looking for estimates on how much it will cost to either just demolish and fill in the pool or move it to
Right.
within my property lines.
Is there a timeline that they've given you saying you have to have this resolved by?
They haven't given me a hard date yet.
Okay.
They've been very, very good. And
Okay.
because the understanding that this was totally out of my control. I
Right.
did not do this.
Right.
But I was dumb, and it all could have been avoided if I'd done a survey.
Okay. But let me ask you this, though. So the previous homeowner, this was all prior to an HOA.
Correct.
So,
They assumed they owned that property.
okay.
And they just had, a really small company come and do the
Right.
pool for them.
Right.
And when I contacted the seller, he was shocked. He said, "What are you talking about?"
Right.
I said, the pool that you built is not on the land. And he said, "No, no, no." I
Yeah.
said, "Yes, yes, yes." It's not. And that was a hard conversation. So he didn't know, apparently.
Right.
So, and then when I went back to look at the MLS and
Right.
the listing of when I bought my house,
Right.
I could see it was advertised with a pool.
Right.
So what do you do?
Yeah. Because, I mean, clearly the seller, was under the impression that everything was okay because they allowed him to build a pool.
Right. Well,
Well, it was prior to the HOA.
correct.
So the developer allowed it, right? Because, I mean, I'm on an HOA board too.
Well, you got to think we got a couple of hundred homes in our neighborhood.
Right.
So they were busy building homes at that time.
Right.
The seller said, "Yeah, I paid $5,000 to remove all those trees back there." And
this was the second home built, third home built, fourth home built?
yeah, it was one of the first homes built.
So it was one of the
Mhm.
first 5 homes built.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So the builder developer,
Mhm.
he was probably both, I'm guessing.
It was Bill Clark Homes.
Okay.
And he built, there were 2 builders in my neighborhood.
Right.
And Bill Clark Homes was the ones who built my home. Oh, but it was a bit of a nightmare because also the roads weren't repaved ever,
Right,
because the builder never turned the roads over to the HOA as they are supposed to. So
right.
it never got the final paving. We finally got the final paving back probably 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
Wow.
We had horrible roads too.
So I know that you're probably going to look at this as a financial decision because either way, the pool has value.
It does. Well,
I mean,
especially now.
But it has value because it had value for you because you wanted a house with a pool.
That's right.
And so it had value. It was part of the reason why you purchased the house. In fact, it was a very important reason why you purchased the house.
Yeah.
Right. And so if you just demolish the pool and just fill it in for $20,000, and we're just estimating here.
Right. I will never get that money back.
You're guaranteed to never get that back.
Exactly.
And so your house is just a house with no pool.
Yeah, just a regular old house without a pool. Nothing special.
And a bunch of new dirt.
That's right.
Okay.
I don't need any more land to mow.
Okay. That's right. So
I have enough to mow right now as it is.
Okay, but here's the thought process I'm having here. So if you put in the pool, we have to demolish it and we have to rotate it and it has to be dug and we have to do the pool, parallel with the house, back of the house.
Which is actually quite common right now. If you see a lot of these new construction homes, these big, beautiful homes they're building, a lot of them come with custom pools.
Right.
And these pools have amazing hardscaping around the pool.
No, it's amazing.
So thankfully I can see the vision. I can see what it would look like. It's just a matter of, wow, do I really want to do all this?
Do we really want to spend the money? But then I would ask you the question, right? And that is, well, what value does the pool have for you?
Right. That's a good question. I mean, during summer, it has a lot of value.
Right.
I mean, even in the winter, it has value because I can look over and I have a water view.
You have a water. You see water, right?
Yeah, and it's very, very peaceful.
Right.
It's so peaceful, just to go and sit out by the pool.
So this is the thing that we don't often talk about in real estate, but there is an emotional appeal to a house.
Oh, absolutely.
And if we don't have that emotional appeal, right, then we typically see buyers move on from the house.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
If it's not that, if it's that they get that feeling within 3
Right.
seconds when they walk in the house.
And
open the door.
I know the other side of the argument. The other side of the argument is that there are people who see a pool and go, I just don't want to deal with that.
Sure.
Right.
Mhm. That's right.
And so I think that I think either way you lose money.
Mhm. Well, and here's another factor that I'll just bring to the table. My community does not have a pool. I do not have a community pool
Okay.
in my neighborhood.
Right.
So my HOA dues are low, and a lot of my friends will join a pool, and that membership is upward of $700-800
If
a
you can
year.
if you can even get into some of the membership pools.
That's right.
Some of the membership pools here are so booked up that you can't even get in.
Right.
And you're on a waiting list.
That's right.
It's very difficult to get in.
Mhm.
Or you have to drive miles and miles and miles away.
Right. And I'm not that kind of community pool kind of person.
Yeah.
I like my privacy. I'm on a cul-de-sac.
Right.
I vote to keep the pool. Thanks, Joelle. One vote to keep the pool.
One vote says
Zero
keep the
to
pool.
get rid of it so far.
Just keep the pool.
Yeah. So it's for me, I live in a cul-de-sac.
Right.
And I look out to woods.
Right.
It's very private.
Right.
It's great.
Right.
So, I mean,
yeah, well,
what do you do? Now I will say the other factor that I'm taking into account is that my pool is old. Okay.
Okay.
And
all right.
because it's a vinyl liner and the
Right.
way it is built,
right.
it does have a shelf life.
Oh, well,
Right.
there's that too. Okay.
So eventually my pool will fail.
Right.
And I'm going to have to make a decision on either filling it in or moving it anyway.
Right. And doing something new anyway.
Correct. So, I really want to just move it.
Right.
But I haven't taken that step to speak with pool companies just yet.
Yeah. Okay. So if you're a pool company, we'd love to have you contact Kim at lindacraft.com. That's KIM at lindacraft.com. We'd love to have you contact her because she has questions that need answers.
That's right.
Also, I think, you bought the house because of the pool.
Mhm.
Would you, and now you're thinking about going, okay, do I fill it in? I'm having a hard time with the filling in part simply because it's really the reason you bought the house.
It is. And in the meantime, I have spent a lot of money back there. I actually added a half bathroom by the pool. So that cost.
Yeah, that costs some money.
The other factor that I think, that I really think about is, well, what would you have done back in 2004?
Right.
There was no one to go to because there was
Right.
no one on the HOA board.
Because there was no HOA.
So what would we have done?
Right.
I couldn't go to anyone.
Right.
So it just would have been a factor of, okay, well, Mr. Seller, I can't buy your house because the pool is not on your land.
Right.
And or I could have bought it knowing that there was a problem.
Right.
Now I did also buy my house with an unpermitted third floor. Now, in the meantime, I have had the third floor permitted.
Okay.
Had a new roof put on. I've had HVAC
Right.
and replaced and all of that.
Right.
The pool is a bigger deal.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because there's nothing you can do with
It's not simple.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing you can do as it exists now because the land is permanently has to be
Open space.
open space.
That's right.
And so your only option is to either fill it in or rotate the pool.
Right.
And here's the question that, I think would be interesting for a pool company is, how much life does it really have left?
Right. Right.
Because if let's say the pool only has less than 5 years of life, well, you're going to be ending up making
Something
this decision.
anyway.
You're going to be doing this decision anyway, right?
That's right.
So if it only has 5 years of life left, right? I think the decision.
Well, realistically right now, the only decision I have right now is I have to fill it in or move it just because of liability issues from the HOA.
Right. So the pool was built in what year? 98, 99?
Yeah, actually, it's engraved in the concrete by the pool, 98.
So it was done in 98. So this pool is 27 years old.
Right. Yep.
So we're kind of, and it's a vinyl liner.
It is a vinyl liner.
Which does have a limited life.
Yeah, the shell does as well. I mean, the
Yeah.
vinyl liners need to be replaced every 5 to 7
Every 5 to
years.
7 years.
Mhm.
But the
So-
shell itself
Mhm.
is a problem.
Yes, it will be.
It will be a problem.
That's right.
So here's the only decision you have to make now. It goes right back
How
down.
much do I want to spend
How
on the
much
pool?
do you want to spend? Do you want to spend on a pool? That's
You know, but
so what is the warning you want to give to buyers?
do a survey. A lot of buyers get toward the end of their purchase and they're like, oh my gosh, we've spent so much money on inspections,
Mm,
the due diligence fee, maybe earnest money. They've just spent so much money.
Right.
And then we ask them, okay, we recommend you do a survey. Would you
Right.
like to do that?
right,
You know, and for a couple of $100,
right,
you know, buyers are like, I don't want to spend any more money. Well, hey, when you're spending
right,
a couple of $100,000 on a
Right.
house
or more.
yeah, a survey is going to protect your interest,
Mm,
especially when it comes to title and ownership of the land in
Mm.
the future. That's why we
Mm.
also do a survey. But you're also going to see, okay, well, do I have easements, encroachments? And these things can be handled prior to closing. Once you have closed, you have no recourse. There is nothing you can do.
Yeah, once it's closed.
That's right.
Right. So if you'd have done the survey, would the survey have also found out that this is permanently at that time too? Would they have done that? Or would have just the survey have just pointed out, hey, your pool is
Oh, I mean, the original plat
yeah.
shows permanent open space.
Oh, it does.
It does. It does.
Okay.
The original plat, which is in for my street,
Mhm.
shows, and it is handwritten,
Right.
permanent open space. Mhm.
I think the other thing here too that comes to my mind is if you're building a new neighborhood,
Mhm.
do a survey too.
They do a plat for you, and they'll show you. Okay, yeah, approximately. This is where it's prior to build, but it does
Right.
show you where the house
Yeah,
is going to be built.
but
You just want to do a survey.
right,
Some builders will do a survey for you and
right,
include it in the cost.
right.
Others, you're required to do your own.
Yeah, well, because the thing that I find interesting here is that you buy a new home because this was basically a new home that was that was allowed to build this pool into
Mhm.
this space,
That's right.
and he didn't do a survey
Nope.
in the new home because had he done the survey in the new home community,
Mhm.
this probably would also not have been.
Well, you know, and I think there was also confusion. I think maybe he thought because he paid $5,000 to clear all those trees, maybe he assumed he also owned the property.
Okay, so then here's the word of the day. Word of the day. Phrase of the day. How about phrase of the day? Phrase of the day. Don't assume.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, because you spend the money to clear the trees,
Mhm.
which by the way, he probably didn't even have the right to do that, knowing now that it's permanent land.
Sure, but there was no HOA anyway. And so he
Right.
went to the builder.
Right, he went to the builder, but the builder didn't check with the county because it's permanent open land.
Well, they can take down trees.
Okay.
They could have taken down the trees.
But here's the thing.
It's not a matter of taking the trees down. It's a matter of
Yeah,
the permanent structures or the fixtures
so-
that you put on that property.
But if it's county land, did he have the right really to take down those trees?
Well, it's HOA land, remember?
But it wasn't at the time. It was county land.
Well, no, it was owned by the developer. It's all, but it's in, so I'm in the county, but the land all the way around these houses is owned by the homeowners association. It's homeowners association land. So it was owned by the developer
Okay.
and the builder.
Okay.
So they can take things away. They can
Okay.
take trees down. So for instance, if
Okay.
if
So
we see-
so did the county grant the HOA that portion of the land then?
well, the builder bought that land. It was part of
See, this
the
is where
development.
this is where it gets really confusing because we're saying the builder bought that land,
Yeah, so it's just like now, okay,
but
if
you can't build on it because it's county land.
Well, because you need that certain amount of impervious space to build quarter-acre lots in the county. All the other lots in the neighborhood are on an acre.
Yeah.
Okay. So they have more land. However, there are only 2 streets which are quarter-acre lots.
And one of them is yours.
Mhm.
I
Well,
got
that was in my price range at the time. You know,
Sure.
I couldn't afford the other houses,
The
which were on.
3/4 an acre, 10-acre house plus.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And you know, when this house fell into our price range back in 2004,
Right.
under $300,000.
Right.
Can you believe that?
Yeah.
With a pool,
Yeah.
and it's 3,000 square feet. Yeah, no, can't find that now.
Yeah.
But when I found this and it dropped into our price range, that's
Right.
where I was like, oh, yes,
Right.
100%. That's for me. So you look at it this way: the builder purchased however many 100 acres of land.
Right.
You know, the 1 acre lots, they're fine. They have enough impervious surface for their houses. But then these quarter-acre lots, they need more land. Okay, for the
Because
runoff.
even though you're right, so it's the impervious soil issue. That's the issue.
Yes,
Okay.
that's the issue. So
there it is.
Word to the wise, you definitely want to do a survey. Just add it into the cost of buying a home. It's not that expensive, and it's very much worth your while. I was dumb. I didn't do a survey. Okay, you're welcome. I taught myself a lesson, of course.
Well, but I think
I going forward, when I got my real estate license, I mean, back in 2008, I really didn't find out about this until I'd say, I don't know when the GIS mapping came in for the county, because when the mapping came in, it was a very slow progress. I mean, you got to think about it. Computers, the internet, everything was just starting to get really up and running with technology back then. Very different to what it is now. You have everything at your hands now. So one of the first things I do with my clients is always I do an aerial view. You know, what do you see? What's around the house? Well,
I think the other lesson here for everybody to learn is this: she knows what not to do.
That's right.
So if you want to hire somebody who knows what not to do and how to save you, she would be the person. This has been fun. And a lot of laughs, but also tragic at the same time. But there is comedy and tragedy, as they often say.
Well, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, and after now at least 11 years of knowing, and trying to do the right thing, and making this as transparent as possible. Now it's just
a lesson.
Let me know.
It's a lesson.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Would you have actually? That's another question I have for you all. Would you have bought the house knowing, if I knew at the time, would you have bought the house knowing that it was on HOA land, figuring there may never, ever be a homeowners association? So much has changed over the years. So much.
Right. Well, you've given us a lesson to learn here. Tell people, thank you, first of all.
You're welcome.
Tell people how to get a hold of you.
Sure. So you can reach me, my email, kim@lindacraft.com. You can find me on all the social platforms and hashtag close with Kim. Last name, Kim Crump, CRUMP. And you can reach me either way.
Okay.
Either way.
Social media. She's all over social media.
All over. Yep.
Yeah, she does. She also does a lot of marketing here for Linda Craft Team, so it's easy to find her. Thanks for being on.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, actually,
it's fun.
No, it's been fun. It's always fun when we get to have
Not really fun, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Folks, it's the show. You know what we say to you every week. A lot of choices. You chose us. We thank you very much. Give us a thumbs up on YouTube. Also, you know, if you're listening to us by podcast, which many of you do, and we appreciate that, would you do us a favor? Give us a 5-star review. Make it positive. And if you have any questions, or if you have any suggestions for the show, you can reach out to me, jay@lindacraft.com. It's just JAYLINDACRAFT.com. You can reach out, and we'd be happy if you say, hey, listen, this would be an interesting topic I'd like to learn more about. We'd be happy to find somebody, bring them on.
You know, I mean, if you're struggling or if you're in a situation when you don't know what to do, give us a call.
Yeah, give us a call. Yeah, I mean, because we know that these situations, and while we're not legal experts, because we're not lawyers,
We can point you in the
we
right
can
direction.
point you in the right direction, and we may have some answers that you don't know. So yeah, give us a call. With that said, thank you, everybody. We will see you next week, and ciao, everybody.